What's up? It's Live with April Diamond here on Hey Vegas TV, and guess who's back? Oh yes, he's back. Give it up for Jeff Timmons. Hey Jeff.
Thanks for having me, April. I feel like I was just here. It's good to see you again.
You were just here.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me back.
So what's been going on?
Nothing. I've just been keeping track of the show. Congrats on all the success. You've had some great guests. I mean, it's exciting to see how much this has grown. So it's good to be back, and thanks for having me on to talk more about what we're doing. So.
Yeah, I love that. And again, we were talking before about the resurgence and the excitement of the boy band thing, and I was thinking about it. You know, now that you're based here in Vegas, there's probably a lot of things that you guys once had a residency here, right?
Well, we've done some shows here.
Okay.
The residency thing hasn't happened yet, and that's mainly because of scheduling, right? We all have, fortunately, we're doing 98 Degrees, and we spend a lot of time doing that, but we all have so many different endeavors, families. It's really hard for us to be pinned down for what it would take to be a residency. And then, you have, Vegas is kind of a scary place. You have so much competition here. I think it's something like 85% or 86% of people don't decide what they're doing until they get to Vegas. So you have to have a tremendous amount of promotion. We've had offers to do residency here, but we haven't quite worked it out just yet. But I would love it. It's right here in my backyard.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So, and it just makes sense that you would. I mean, you've got the other boy bands, you got Backstreet Boys, you got other people. I see other independent artists like me that are starting to have residencies, a couple times a week, that kind of thing. It would just make sense, and I understand what you mean about scheduling, because you're doing the boy band symphony, and they keep adding dates on you because you're so popular. And then I'm hearing about you going out of the country. Is that right? Yeah,
well, look, the Boy Band Symphony thing has been a big success. There's another thing that I started with Lowe's Hotel called Wiggle Room, which is like this intimate experience at the penthouse suite there. It's up close and personal, something that's a little different, a smaller type of residency. Sure. And then, of course, the group's doing a bunch of stuff. We're just about to go overseas and do a big run in Southeast Asia for the first time in a long time, which is actually where we broke first. A lot of people don't know that. They think we broke in the U.S. first, and we didn't. We ended up breaking in Canada and Southeast Asia simultaneously, which led to our label Motown not dropping us. And then we took the momentum from all of that and back into the U.S. That wouldn't happen today. If you fail right away with the label, it's over. Done. Yeah, so we were very fortunate.
That's incredible. And when we talked previously, you were talking about how you were signed to Motown. And you told that story, and I was just so blown away. I'm like starry-eyed about it. I'm like, I wish I could have. It's like a movie how that all happened with you guys, right?
Yeah.
But and that's a different thing we can talk about too. But the thing I wanted to talk about is going overseas, doing some dates. Do you think that those dates are going to continue? Do you think that like Asia is a very interesting audience, because they come out in droves, like thousands, hundreds of thousands even.
Yeah.
So, and when they fill stadiums multiple times, is that what you're perceiving it will be?
Well, look, I mean, we hope so. I mean, when we were here in the U.S., we were, kind of drudging along. We had a hit single on the radio, and that's a long story. But Motown didn't want people to see us. They wanted the people to think we were an urban R&B group. So they didn't put our pictures on anything. So we weren't marketed. So we literally drove a Winnebago from city to city. We'd often go into the record stores and try to find our record and buy them ourselves so we could actually show that we were getting some momentum, and nobody knew who we were. We were doing a lot of radio shows, and the song was called Invisible Man, and we were pretty much the Invisible Men. So when the song got popular in Southeast Asia and we went there, we literally, it was like the Beatles. We landed, and all of a sudden there were 10,000 people at the airport. We didn't even know what there were armed guards in some territories like Indonesia, and literally we get in a bus, and the fans would be rocking the bus, and we're going, wow, I mean, this is crazy. Of course we loved it. Now hopefully it'll be that way when we return. We're supposed to do Mall of Asia Arena, which is a really nice arena. Nice. Maybe a couple of nights, and then some other territories, Cebu, Davao, which are parts of the Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, maybe Dubai. We're still adding Singapore, of course. I mean, that's one of the really, really cool perks of being in a group like this that's a pop group for so many years, is you get to see the world. I would have never have gotten to do this being from a small town in Ohio ever had I not done this for a living, because I had no skill set. It wasn't like I was going to get a job that would take me to these places. So I got really, really lucky.
That's incredible. That's incredible. So, you know, I personally think that it's going to take off because of the resurgence and the excitement about boy band and your new single that's out, and you guys getting together, the boy band thing, boy band symphony. But also, you do a lot of motivational speaking, and so tell me a little bit about that and how much, you know, you obviously love doing that, and you've done it quite a bit. Tell me a little bit about that.
I love doing it because I like to inspire people, and I know that sounds corny or kind of cliche, but for me, you know, you didn't have YouTube. I mean, you literally didn't know too much about motivational speaking. You know, what an interesting story is, I started the group with some other people from Ohio, migrated to LA, and right before we were going to get signed, the legendary James Brown was going to sign us to his label.
Wow.
And the guys I was with, they kind of got scared. It's one of those things, the fear of whatever, the unknown, or that it was really going to happen. So they went back to Ohio and quit.
Wow.
And I was devastated, but I had seen kind of the headway we were making. I was like, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to make this happen. And I got a job working security and didn't know where to go. And my brother gave me 2 books by Tony Robbins, Awaken the Giant Within and Personal Power. And it was about manifesting your goals. So you didn't have YouTube to watch it or hear it or see it, but I read it.
So you had to.
And so that's all of the things I wrote my goals, and I had no business, you know, dreaming up these goals, but every single one of them that I wrote on that piece of paper came true. So if I can kind of relay that to people and tell them the story, sometimes it'll give people some inspiration and hope that they can then go out and pursue their dreams. And even if it's outlandish or their parents or their friends tell them that they're crazy for doing it. So.
We're going to talk more about that when we come back with Jeff Timmons here on Live with April Diamond on Hey Vegas TV.
Hey Vegas! Celebrate every day in style at the Composer's Room. From live music to comedy shows, we've got entertainment that'll give you that Las Vegas vibe. Our tavern serves the best drinks in Vegas. Whether you're a cocktail connoisseur or a beer buff, our bartenders got you covered. And let's not forget about the food. Our culinary delights are sure to tantalize your taste buds. Come for the entertainment and stay for the food. Reserve your visit to the Composer's Room today and start celebrating Las Vegas our way.
We're back with Jeff Timmons, and we're talking about the motivational speaking that you do. And you mentioned something, we just talked a second ago while we were off camera about anxiety.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's a real thing, but as an artist, we all kind of have it. And you take stages and you talk about these things, so tell me something.
Well, look, I still get nervous before anything. I get nervous before, you know, we've known each other forever. This is conversational. And you know, I get nervous before this. The anxiety, I think it's just something you naturally do because you want to do well, right?
Right.
I know some people that say, hey, I don't get any anxiety, and then most of the time people will tell you, yeah, I get nervous before everything. That's why a lot of artists turn to drugs or alcohol to numb their nerves or calm their nerves because you want to get up there and perform well, but also, you know, you choose to do this for a living, but what comes along with it is you're scrutinized and under a microscope.
It's true.
And look, it comes along with it, but it's never easy to get criticized, right?
Sure.
And most artists, musicians, actors, actresses, entertainers, creators are their own biggest critic, right?
Yeah.
So really, the you know, you could say, all right, well, I'm worried about what people are saying about the way I look or the way I sound or my personality or whatever. But really, you're trying to quiet your own inner critic, because most people in this line of work are perfectionists.
1000%, yeah. And the quieting that, it's that negatively wired mind that we all have to deal with. And as creatives, you know, you create something, you write a song, like you do a lot of producing as well. You produce and write songs for other people. You listen to your song, you sing your song, you're your worst critic, and you're picking out all the things, which you should do. But at the same time, like at some point you gotta like, okay, relax. It's okay now.
Well, you got to finish it at some point.
Yes,
because
you do.
if it were really up to me, none of them would ever get finished. And the other part is I don't like to listen to my songs after they're done.
I don't either.
I'll have to wait for a long time.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'll you know, my wife will play. I'll be like, oh, all right, it was okay. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It's just part of the process, I think. And you know, you have the love to do it, the drive to create. It satisfies you creatively, but you
Yes.
also want it to be something that other people can relate to at the same time. And so
Sure.
you kind of put that additional pressure on yourself.
Yeah, and that pressure is continuous. But I think, you know, you're a really good example of what you can do when you flip that negative energy and turn it into a positive, in the sense of you just kind of push past all that, right? And you just keep going.
Well, you get yourself out of your comfort zone, which is
Yes.
always hard to do when you're going in. I mean, before every show, I'm like, why do I do this? Why do I do this? But then after every show, I'm like, that's why I do this, right? So it's a weird process. It really, some people get used to it. But for me, it's never really changed. I mean, and I welcome it. You know, it's not a good feeling to be uneasy or insecure mentally.
Right.
But also, I think it's somehow the energy and, you know, the adrenaline puts you in a position to have more of a peak performance opportunity.
Right. It's, you turn it into energy, and that energy you put on a performance, or you write a song, or you tell a story, and you're like, wow, that was actually really good, and you sort of prove yourself wrong.
Yeah, you
About,
prove
"That was
yourself
terrible,
wrong
but
for
it was
that
actually
small window, and then you're like, all right, what's next? You
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
So,
That's exactly right. I feel that too as a musician. And you, so you're taking stages now. Do you reach out and do like stages in the middle of performing, or how does that work? Like going motivational speaking and then doing concerts. Like, how do you make all that work?
Well, look. Fortunately, I have a good wife at home that takes
Yes,
care
you
of a
do.
lot of things. She's amazing, and so she likes that I work because it
Hi,
affords
Amanda.
them. Hi, Amanda, love you. It affords them opportunities to go do what they want to do,
Right.
and so, and also she knows me. She likes me for me and encourages me to go out there. So whenever the opportunities present themselves, I try to make sure I balance family.
Right.
Whether I bring my family with me, which I have plenty of opportunities for. Although when I do bring them with me, they don't want to hang out with me. They're just there with me. But then
You're like, wait, I'm cool. Remember?
But by
I'm
the
famous."
way, I'm also, but I'm also here. But
Right.
anyway, they know what I do for a living.
Sure.
They accept it, and so if it's a motivational speaking opportunity, and I've been having more and more of those happen, or a boy band symphony here, or a 98 Degrees date,
Yeah.
or an opportunity to produce events. I produce events and shows for other people, and I have artists that I work with now.
Nice.
Really, it's just about constantly creating, right?
That's
And
amazing.
that's one of the things that you forget when you're trying to make this a business, right? You forget that, okay, it's not always about the money. It's about satisfying your crave to create. And so for me, I've finally been fortunate enough to kind of make all those things fit together. And I'm only 50 now. It only took me this long to figure that out. But hey, better
You're doing good.
better
You're doing
late
good.
than never, right? So
you're doing great.
it's a blessing to be able to create for a living and monetize your creations for a living. And now my goal is
That's a big deal.
to get as many people to make money from their creations as possible and avoid some of the ups and downs that I had to go through, or make sure they surround themselves with the right people.
Or reinvent, or whatever it is you need to do, like to do this. Like for me to go over and host and sing and this. So what do you do, April? Well, all of it.
Everything, exactly.
I do all of it.
It's funny too, because people will tell you, well, you can't do all of it.
I
You
hear
need to
that a lot.
focus on one thing.
I hear
Well,
that a lot.
who made those rules up?
Correct.
You
Who
know?
made those rules? Here we are.
Yeah, here we are having fun and getting to talk about
Yeah.
making a living from what we dream about doing, which is really
Exactly.
unique and cool.
Yeah, exactly. I'll have to talk to you about some of those events. I'm interested. And so you also produce music for other artists. And when you started doing that, was that after you were touring with 98 Degrees?
Well, I started doing it when I was in 98 Degrees a little
okay.
bit, but that took up so much of my time I couldn't really focus on doing it. But my favorite thing out of all of it is to be in the studio, whether it's producing music for us or other people. I love turning the knobs, making the records, making the music, and putting that piece together.
Nice.
Being on stage is great,
Yeah.
but I could sit in the studio for days and days and days. And I've been doing that for a long time, and it takes a long time to get good at it. And so, as technology changes, your styles and your production chops change as well. And now, technology's so great that you don't have to have that great of a skill set to make magic. I mean,
There's
you
a
have now
lot more.
AI, you can even
Oh my
tell
gosh.
it what you want to create, and it does it for you. But I love the process, and I love working with up-and-coming artists,
Nice.
and I always get rewarded by trying to make them sound as good as possible in the studio.
We'll be right back with Jeff Timmons.
Hey, Hey Vegas! Celebrate every day in style at the Composer's Room. From live music to comedy shows, we've got entertainment that'll give you that Las Vegas vibe. Our tavern serves the best drinks in Vegas. Whether you're a cocktail connoisseur or a beer buff, our bartenders got you covered. And let's not forget about the food. Our culinary delights are sure to tantalize your taste buds. Come for the entertainment and stay for the food. Reserve your visit to the Composer's Room today and start celebrating Las Vegas our way.
What's up? We're back live with April Diamond with Jeff Timmons, and we were talking a minute ago about the motivational speaking and about the creatives and about doing all these different things. I think it's really great that you want to help other artists. I really love that. That's, you know, to pass all your wisdom on to the next gen of artists. It's so needed.
Well, I feel compelled to, and especially because the business gets more and more brutal as you go along. Entertainment business already has that sort of you know, preconceived idea that it's a rough business, and it is. And all businesses are rough, but entertainment's, you know this, it's really, really tough. It's cutthroat. Really tough. It's harder than ever. It's more saturated than ever because I think it's either each week or each day, 550,000 new songs go up on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, Amazon. So cutting through that and giving yourself an opportunity to do it's tough. So if I can impart any kind of wisdom, knowledge, experience, any sort of life lessons and encourage someone to go out there and find a way to cut through.
Sure.
I feel like I'm compelled to do that.
I love that. So going back to being in Vegas now, and I was talking to you, we were mentioning like doing a residency, and then you're saying, okay, then there's the dates issue because you're bouncing around doing so many things. Let me ask you this. If you had a choice to do a residency, and let's say you had 3 months, maybe you don't right now, where would you do it?
I don't know. There are so many amazing places about Vegas that I like. And I'm not, that sounds like a canned answer, but I'm a Vegas advocate. When I moved here, I came here to host, and I didn't live here. I lived in LA. And when I came here, I never went back. I stayed. We sent for our stuff. We loved it so much. And I've been here ever since, and that's going on 15 years. So, you know, all of the casinos, old or new, they all have their certain nuances and good parts that I like about all of them. I think for me, it's less about the venue and more about the right partner, the one that really believes in us and wants to promote the shows, because that's the tough part about Vegas. It's so cluttered with so many different wonderful things for people to do. You want to make sure that people know that you're here.
Yeah.
So I think it's about finding the right partner. The venues, there's plenty of them.
So many.
Yeah. So.
Well, let's list a few: Resorts World,
gorgeous,
Fontainebleau,
gorgeous,
Bellagio,
awesome,
Venetian,
Caesars,
Mandalay Bay,
the Wynn,
the Cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
Okay, call us.
Yeah, exactly.
we'll do it.
They're all beautiful venues.
They're gorgeous, and they have amazing theaters and that kind of thing. And so, what are some of the things in Vegas that you want to establish? Like you're doing your music, you're living here now, you have your family, you're based here. Like what are some things you want to establish in the future?
Well, what I really like about this, and I had spoken with UNLV probably like 2 or 3 years ago about this, is now Hollywood's coming here, right?
Yes.
I love that. You know, when I first got to Vegas, 15 years ago, Vegas had a sort of a connotation and a stigma that this is where you go for your career to die. But when I got here,
interesting.
You know, Robin Leach, rest in peace, is a legend. He was writing for, I think, the Review Journal, and we became close. And he was like, "You really love Vegas. Why don't you write an article in the newspaper about it?" And I just wrote my ode to Las Vegas because it's so much different than any place else in the world. You have other things besides the Strip. You have the food. You have Lake Mead. You have hiking. You have all these wonderful things that you can do. Community, but also, I don't have to go on tour. The tour comes to you. You know, and it's
international.
Yeah, it's an international fan base, and basically the essence of that was once people know how cool Vegas is, beyond just gambling and a couple of shows, everybody's going to come here. And now look, I mean, you've got You've got a baseball team coming. You've got the Raiders here. You've got F1. You know, probably LeBron's going to bring a basketball team here. All of these current, you know, established, you know, amazing, legendary artists are performing here now. It's not just, you know, a lounge act or something like that.
Right, and it's people that we've known back in the day, but they have that resurgence, there's that interest because music is cross-pollinated in the sense of you can find any style or any kind of music on streaming at any point.
Yep.
But to have it all in one place where you can go and see all of your, you know, your favorites from back in the day and the new stuff.
Yeah.
That's an incredible point. That's an incredible place to be.
There's really no place like it. I mean,
Yeah.
you have Atlantic City, but that's, although that's incredible, there's no place like Las Vegas. And so for me, I'm excited to see the economy grow in Vegas. The work for the locals here.
For sure.
You know, I'm happy to see the studios are coming. I think you're gonna see a lot more one-stop shop production. I mean, look at this place. It's incredible, right? I mean, I didn't even know this was here. Because traditionally, when I'm at home, I stay in my house. I don't go anywhere. They don't know that when people live here, they don't go to the Strip.
So many people in Las Vegas stay home. All right, we're going to talk more about this. This is funny. We'll be right back with Jeff Timmons.
Hey Vegas! Celebrate every day in style at the Composer's Room. From live music to comedy shows, we've got entertainment that'll give you that Las Vegas vibe. Our tavern serves the best drinks in Vegas. Whether you're a cocktail connoisseur or a beer buff, our bartenders got you covered. And let's not forget about the food. Our culinary delights are sure to tantalize your taste buds. Come for the entertainment and stay for the food. Reserve your visit to the Composer's Room today and start celebrating Las Vegas our way.
With Jeff Timmons, and we're talking about being established here in Vegas, and you were making a really great point about how every style of music and all, you know, so many, it's an international destination.
It really is. Yeah, I mean, and it's grown. You know, it goes beyond just lounge acts, just gambling, you know. The Cirque shows are really amazing, but now you have like really current acts. So, you know, Bruno Mars is doing a residency here. You'll see Chris Brown. You know, J-Lo's been here. Christina Aguilera, Mariah. You know, Celine Dion. You know, Adele killed it here forever. Backstreet's at the Sphere. You have everything. Country artists. And Garth Brooks sold out. You know, Allegiant Stadium.
Finishing up one here.
Yeah. So it's a hot spot, and you can find everything here. It's always open if you want to go do something.
Sure.
I mean, restaurants included, not just gambling, not just, you know, risque nightlife like everybody thinks, right?
Exactly.
So and they've really made it very family oriented. They have been trying to do that for years, and it's now become that.
So I also want to go ahead and plug your new album again.
Thank you.
While we're here, and it's Full Circle. And the new song is
Got You. And we've re-recorded our masters like everybody else, like Taylor Swift started, you know, so we could have ownership of our material. Amazing. And we've got 5 new songs on there. So we're really proud of it. Thank you for plugging it. Thanks again for plugging everything, having me on a set, not once, but twice now in this this new forum for you. So it's very flattering.
Thank you. Yeah, and I love this forum that I can, you know, get all this information because people don't know. You know, a lot of them are just finding out that you guys are actually out doing shows again.
Yeah.
And now that you're here in Vegas, and now we're talking about residencies. Hello. Send the inquiry. You know, it's really great that you're here and that you're doing all of these things. I feel like it brings a new, not only, I don't want to say back in the day because it's a new day. It's just like your music is new. You're re-recording it. Everything is new again, and it's to a whole new audience. So I think that there's a whole evolution going on. Yeah,
we're fortunate, right? So people are as enthusiastic or energetic, or maybe even more now.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not just teenagers. It's now their parents and they have teenagers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what's really interesting is Gen Z and the millennials. They're indulging in all kinds of music. They're exploring music, not just what Spotify is feeding them. You know, they have a craving and thirst for diverse music throughout the years. So we're gaining a whole nother fan base too. It's really mind-blowing for us. Certainly we'll take it. We're excited about that, but we didn't know if any fans would still be around when we first got back together. So we don't take it for granted. We're thrilled. We're excited. And, you know, we're just going to keep riding the wave and doing the songs as long as people come see us and want us to record.
I love that. I love that. And so you guys are going to do some more tour dates. The Boy Band Symphony is out doing its thing. It's going to go to Ohio. Where were you just? You were just in Kansas?
Yeah, we're in Kentucky.
Oh,
we did Kentucky. We did Pittsburgh, and then we're going to do Columbus. So
Columbus, your people.
Yep, that's right. Ohio, go Buckeyes. National champs, baby.
All right on, right on. Well, you've been an absolute, it's a blast to interview you. It's a blast. We could talk more and more about all kinds of things and artists. Maybe we'll do that and bring other artists in and have a chat. But thank you so much for being here on Live with April Diamond. I really appreciate it.
April, it's always a pleasure and honor. You're amazing. Thank you for indulging me, and thanks for having me, guys. It's just incredible, and it's an honor to be a part of it. So thanks so much. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for watching, you guys. This is Live with April Diamond on Hey Vegas TV. Make sure that you follow Hey Vegas TV. Make sure that you take that link and save it in your bookmarks so you can check out all the episodes that are coming. Thanks for watching, you guys. Cheers.